When we saying that for next year we are planning to achieve $15 million EBITDA and $1 billion revenue for 2027, we have a plan. Of course, we cannot develop this plan to the market, but we have a plan. We are working on that. And as I say, we are just at the beginning of the growth of the company.
Welcome back, everyone, to another online business briefing brought to you by smallcapvoice.com, where we shine a spotlight on some of the smartest and freshest plays out there in the market today. And I'm really excited to be speaking to this next company. And specifically, we'll be talking to both the chief executive officer of the company and the CFO of the company, and that is IQSTEL. IQSTEL is traded on the Nasdaq under the ticker symbol IQST, and you can go to their website, IQSTEL.com. That's IQSTEL.com. It's a beautiful website. Specifically, while you listen to this interview, why don't you click on that investors tab and follow along? Maybe pull up that news wire using that ticker symbol IQST, because the hits have been coming all year long. Great news from this company. I'm excited to be welcoming, as I said, the CEO of the company, Leandro Iglesias, as well as the company CFO, and that is Alvaro Quintana. Let me get them both on the camera here. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. We'll start with you, Leandro. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. We are really excited about being here. Thank you very much. And, amazing opportunity to talk about our project, our journey, and everything. Thank you.
Absolutely. And Alvaro, from one bean counter, one accountant to another accountant, welcome, my friend. You are in a safe space.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, this is a great way to get to know a company, because I myself, with my accounting background, will tell you it's great to know a company from the inside out. And that's what we can learn from the looking at the numbers and the financials and the drivers behind those numbers. But before we get there, Leandro, if you will, as the CEO, will you tell us a little bit about the business model and the markets you operate in, and maybe a brief history on your company itself?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you very much for this. Listen, our DNA is telecommunication. We started this journey as a private company in 2008. We jumped into OTC markets in 2018. And lastly, in the 4 months ago, we jumped into Nasdaq. So basically, our DNA is telecommunications. We have been offering several kind of services like voice termination, SMS termination, international fiber optic termination, value-added services, all in the telecommunications arena. But over the last 7 years, we have been acquiring different companies, different subsidiaries. We completed 12 acquisitions. And with all of them, we have been adding customers, we have been adding products, and we have been adding market and, global footprint. Nowadays, we operate in 21 countries. We have more than 100 employees. Last year, we reported $300 million revenue, and nowadays we have like 400 million revenue run rate, with a mix between 80% telecommunications and 20% fintech. But over all these years, what we have built is a very strong business platform through with the large telecommunications companies around the world. We have doing business with companies like Telefonica, Telecom Italy, Vodafone, British Telecom, among others. And we sell and buy from them millions of dollars in a yearly basis. So using this business platform that we already have, our current strategy is to sell over this platform, because we already are in the customer and have the trust of them. We are in the process to sell high-tech, high-margin products. So the simplest way to explain our company was a telecommunications company, and we are evolving more into a global connectivity and AI digital corporation, because that's our main core business. We are connecting people. We are connecting people through telecommunication. We are connecting people through fintech. We have an AI department that is developing several powerful products and proprietary And over that, we already reached an agreement with a sibling company that is Securium, is a Nasdaq company to sell in cybersecurity too. So that's basically, we have a very wide portfolio of connectivity and digital services that we are taking advantage of the business relation that we already have. That's, as simple as possible to explain our core business, our market.
Okay, so breaking that back down, multiple revenue streams, various verticals, but they're synergistic verticals that have
Correct.
come naturally, it seems like, with your expansion and growth. Alvaro, when you talk about this many acquisitions in a short period of time, when you talk about the revenue run rate for the company from an accounting standpoint and from an internal corporate view for this company, the growth has to be almost hard to contain at this point, but I'm sure you're doing a great job of it.
Yes, well, we have done about 10 or 12 merge and acquisition during the last 7 years. Okay, every time we acquire a company, as Leandro mentioned it before, we look for the possibility of doing synergies with that company, increasing our customer base, be gain presence in different markets where we were not present before. Um, and we have been achieving those goals in every acquisition. So basically, we started in 2018 with a company on $13 million revenue, and with acquisitions, we have been increasing our revenues, but we have also growth organically. So based on the synergies that we have put in place between the business that we already have with the new acquisition that we are including into our portfolio. So and uh, something that is really important for us is to add value and create value for our shareholders with every acquisition. So with every acquisition, we have increased the net shareholders equity, the company, the revenues per issue
Sure.
share. So we has been in that process. We always keep our shareholders in mind, and we create value for them in every acquisition we have executed so far.
Well, I want to get to know both of you a little bit better so we understand the leadership team behind this explosive growth. And it's also, as you pointed out, the growth, while it's been explosive to outsiders, for you on the inside, it seems well maintained and completely organic and synergistic to everything else you're doing. So kudos to you and your team. Leandro, you are the CEO of the company. What brought you to this company and to where you are today? Tell us a little bit about your background.
Yes, of course. I'm an electrical engineer with I used to work in in the large telecommunications company in Venezuela that was a subsidiary of Verizon, and my background was in international business in telecommunications. And of course, I got a degree in marketing. I got a degree in MBA. I have been getting some advanced managing advanced training. So, but basically, if I can say, in simple way, our value here is that, we have been selecting carefully the partnership and the companies based in people and top executive managers that share our vision, share our values, and trust together in create a fantastic team in order to with excellent communication skills with the customers and relations, but with the vision to become this organization in $1 billion. So our role is to create that environment with the investors are we take care of the investor, we take care of the shareholder, we take care of the partners, and in this process, is and the board of director, everyone is very well aligned with this vision, and that's the work that we have. In of course, we have the skills to do this, but basically it's a teamwork led by Alvaro and me.
Well, Alvaro, as the CFO, tell us a little bit about your background. And I know, we were talking in the pre-record interview with both of you. You guys have been working together 17 years. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yes,
Wow, you guys
17
must get
years.
along okay. All
I,
right.
I,
Well,
I I had hair when we started.
you had hair when you started the friendship. Well, then, Alvaro, stop stressing our friend Leandro out and tell us a little bit about your background.
Sure. Well, my background, I've been in the telecom business for, I don't know, more than 20 years. I used to work for the Telecom Italy subsidiary in Venezuela. I was also in charge of the international interconnections agreement, the international data agreements, and the value-added services agreement. But my background is in business administration. I also have a degree in economics and in telecommunications as well. Um, so I'm leading the financial and accounting team in the company, but I have a great team that I go cover all the aspects of the accounting of a public entity, and we has been very clean in all our financial reports and our the thank yous, 10Ks, always on time, with a very detailed details on the accounting, on the financial details, on the management discussion, showing our shareholders and the market every financial aspect related to the company.
Well, and it's going to take a team, like you just mentioned, working underneath you to get to where you gentlemen have gotten today. And it's one thing to be a private company excelling, it's a whole other thing to be the public company and have to deal with the quarterly oversight of the exchange that you're dealing with, in your case, Nasdaq. So, Leandro, let's look at 2024. Feel free to go back a little bit further, or excuse me, 2025 so far. You can look back into 2024 at the end if you'd like to, but major milestones as you see them as the CEO of the company, and then we'll get Alvaro's input on this as well. But looking back on this year so far, because in a blink of an eye, we're already in the month of September. What has this year meant to your company in terms of milestones achieved?
Yes, well, I think the most important for our company is to achieve, like we name the critic mass. Basically, we have been developing business relation and, you know, being in a $400 million revenue run rate is something really important because right now we have the mass to create efficiencies, to start moving those efficiencies to the bottom line. And nowadays, of course, this year was fantastic get this in Nasdaq, but for us, like it was like another milestone for the company. Nasdaq is not a final destination for us. So our next goal is to achieve $15 million EBITDA run rate in the next year. For that, we are two strategies to perform. The first one is we have planning to acquire two, three companies to add in EBITDA. And the third one and the second part of the strategy is to improve our synergies and our operations in order to get in more EBITDA in our core business. So basically, that's the most important goal that we have nowadays. Of course, we are looking ahead to achieve $1 billion revenue for 2027. But we want to set the goals, like year by year, and our next goal is to achieve $15 billion EBITDA next year. The reason why it's important is because several companies trading in different exchange than us in the same industry are trading between 10 times and 20 times EBITDA. So this is the gap opportunity that we are trying to close and improve the valuation of the company because the management and the board of directors have the perception that we are really undervalued and we need to create more EBITDA in order to be in a better position for the valuation standpoint.
Alvaro, I was going to ask you the same question, but let me reframe it for you because again, we're talking about how are we going to grow moving forward, and that's through a few more tactical acquisitions. Acquisition strategy for your company. Leandro mentioned earlier how it's not just about a complementary business line that you're picking up or a company and its output. You're also looking at that management team and saying, will they fit with us currently? Will we work together well? Alvaro, when you look at your acquisition strategy, are there any key tenets of it that you follow when looking for a company, when targeting a company, if you will?
Well, yes, of course, we do a deep due diligence on the financials and the operational size of those companies, and we get really involved in that due diligence process. Not only Leandro and me, but we also bring people from our organization to look at the operations, technical elements. From the commercial point of view, also we incorporate people from our teams to look at the business relationship, the commercial relationship they have, the agreements they have in place, everything. But also we really care about the culture on those companies, the people that we are bringing into our organizations. If you look at all our acquisitions, the original owners of those companies are still working with us and are really involved in the day-to-day business of that operation. And that has been really important because in our business, the relationship between people, it is a key element. So we are not only bringing good businesses, good customers, new products, but also we are bringing people that is enriching our team, and those are the kind of things that we look at the companies where we start in that process of merging or acquiring any other company, and that's what we're doing with these three targets that we have already on the table.
Okay, so we got three targets already on the table. And viewers and listeners, once again, we are speaking to IQSTEL, and the company IQSTEL is traded on the Nasdaq under the ticker symbol IQST. We're speaking to the CEO and the CFO today. First, the CEO, Leandro Iglesias, as well as the CFO, Alvaro Quintana. Again, Leandro, when you talk about those three acquisition targets and you talk about increasing your EBITDA, maybe give us some of the tactics and things you'll do to achieve these goals. And I mean, let's look at it this way. We've only got a few months left here in 2025. What are some of the immediate goals that you have for your company to finish out 2025 on a high note, Leandro?
Yes, of course. We need to keep, improving our bottom line of the company. We are in this process, and we have several tactical initiatives that we are following. But more than this, talking about these target acquisitions that we are pursuing, we want to expand our business to another regions. For instance, we want to get deeper in Africa. Nowadays, we have people attending to a telecommunication event in Nairobi. So we are in this process. We want to um, increase our commercial footprint in a strong way to Africa. Africa is plenty of telecommunications and business opportunity and fintech opportunities. So we want to be there, and this is the first move that we are doing. And next week we are going to be attending to a very important telecommunications event in Madrid. That is important. This telecommunication event is really important for Europe and Africa too. So we are in this process, increasing our footprint, gaining traction, and that's the thing that we are doing nowadays. But um, if you can have like a takeaway of the acquisition that we are looking to increase our digital services, we are looking to increase our footprint coverage, and we are looking for increase our EBITDA bottom line, but at the same time, carefully that all those companies can match in the process of the corporation that we are building.
Well, and I think that's critical to continue this sort of organic growth on the one side, and then with the acquisitions that you bring in on the other side. So, Alvaro, I'll ask you the same question from kind of the inside out looking at it. What would you say are some of the immediate goals that you need to see you and your team working underneath you achieve here in 2025?
Well, in 2025, there has been an incredible growth in the telecom business. Our acquisition this year was October, Fintech, a company that is bringing about 20% of our projected revenue for 2025, but the telecom business has been increasing organically this year. I would say in a two digits in terms of percentages. But also, if you look at our last 10Q, you will notice that we has been increasing the revenues, the intercompany transactions. For example, for the 6 months from January to June 2024, the intercompany transactions was about $2.5 million. This year, we did $25 million operations across all our subsidiaries. That is a clear example of how we are integrating all our operations, how we are making synergies among them. And we are not only doing those intercompany operations, but also we are taking advantage of better commercial terms with provider of IQSTEL that we are using that provider also for Ethelix or for SmartBiz or for any of our other operations, increasing the gross margin of our business. So that's really how we are integrating during the last years all our telecommunications operation from $0.25 million to $25 million transactions among all our operating entities in the telecom business.
Well, let me give you a headline. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Leandro.
Yeah, sorry, Stuart. I don't want to miss this opportunity to say something about our finance that I think is important. Alvaro, we reported $35 million revenue in July. How much do we have in convertible notes nowadays? Because I think you need to, to measure what is the depth that we have convertible in the company nowadays compared with the $35 million revenue stream that we have.
Well, we have in convertible liabilities less than $1 million as of today. So it's a very
But
clean
I think we are really close to half
balance
a
sheet.
million dollars.
Yes.
So
Yeah, so
it's
it's a very
nothing.
clean
When
balance
you
sheet.
compare this with the revenue stream that we generate, we are a really lean company.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's apparent. And it's funny, great minds think alike. You were talking about a press release I was just going to bring up to everyone, but I wanted them to have that date line, August 12th, 2025. Here's the headline, and I love this headline. IQSTEL blew past its goal with 35 million in July revenue, surpasses 400 million annual run rate, 5 months ahead of schedule, on path to 1 billion by 2027. That's just one headline, everybody. Bring up that news, whatever you use it on, your brokerage platform, Schwab, Yahoo Finance. If you look at the headlines for this company from just that headline right there, which is the middle of August, there's just some big news for your company. I'm sure you both have sort of a favorite press release that we could go through, but I'd rather leave it like this with you in our first interview. Leandro, we're talking to potential investors as well as your existing investors, and you both have made a compelling case of why this company right now deserves to be on everybody's watch list, if not after doing their due diligence, a part of their portfolio. Leandro, what would you say to a potential investor looking at your company today?
Yeah, sure. Listen, we have a fantastic history achieving goals, same forecast, surpassing the forecast over the last 7 years. When we saying that for next year we are planning to achieve $15 million EBITDA and $1 billion revenue for 2027, we have a plan. Of course, we cannot develop this plan to the market, but we have a plan. We are working on that. And as I say, this is we are just at the beginning of the growth of the company. We are going to be a very important global player in the connectivity and digital arena. And I think it's a very good opportunity to enter in a company really lean with no pressure, no convertible debt. This is our unique business. We are focused on this and to create something remarkable, not for now. Over the next 10 years, we are going to have a fantastic corporation too. So that's a unique opportunity. It's a company that, we invested all our money here, all our time, all our effort, and we are really proud what we are building, but we are just, at the beginning for us. We have big plans with this company and we are on track to achieve them.
Well, it's
Yes,
been an exciting first interview. Alvaro, go ahead. I want you to finish this up as well. Go ahead.
yes. If we go 2 months back in time, you will find another press release where we made a conversion of uh, debt into preferred shares. So that's how our investors, current investors, see the company. I think nobody will change a debt, a short-term debt into preferred long-term relationship with a company. So if they don't believe that the company is able to deliver, and the team, the management team, and all the organization is capable to deliver what we are just mentioning here, the EBITDA goals, the revenue goals. So having an investor that is willing to convert $3.5 million into preferred shares with a long-term view, I think that speaks by itself.
Yeah, it absolutely does. It's a huge validation for you because let's be honest, these lenders, they're not altruistic people. They're there for one thing, the bottom line. And for them to convert that debt into preferred shares, they see a nice parachute for themselves, far more than just collecting on the initial note. So
And
you're
the potential that we have.
say again?
The potential that we have.
They're betting on your potential, but they're seeing an executable strategy and game plan, and they're seeing management that have already executed on it. So I want to hit that first part because we got a little bit of Zoom interference on that, Alvaro. Go back a couple of months, and thankfully, with the magic of technology, I'm going to go ahead and go to speaker right now. Right here over my shoulder, you can see the press release that Alvaro was just talking about, where the company was able to negotiate with their lender $3.5 million into preferred shares for the company. And that's the validation we're talking about. Well, once again, everybody, we are speaking to IQSTEL. The company is traded, finally, I think you've heard it about 10 times from me, on the Nasdaq under the ticker symbol IQST. That's the most important thing to take from this interview. That ticker symbol, add it to your watch list. Go to the company's website, pull the filings, do your due diligence, see that everything this company has said in this interview is absolute bona fide facts. That's all hit the press wire. They do a tremendous job of keeping their existing investors in the know by issuing news on the regular. I want to thank you so much for your time today, Leandro. Thanks for joining me here at Small Cap Voice.
Thank you, Stuart. It was a really pleasure. Thank you.
Great. It was a wonderful interview for me as well. And Alvaro, thank you, my friend, for being here and being a part of this. It's always good to hear from that side of the brain, the accountant side of things. Thanks for your insight and input today as well.
Thank you, Stuart. It was a pleasure.
Oh, absolutely. For Alvaro Quintana and Leandro Iglesias, this is Stuart Smith saying thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to leave a comment about this interview in the comment section, and of course, hit that subscribe button.